It was 4:48 p.m. Yep, I remember the exact time because my heart was pounding almost as loudly as the office clock. And there's Sam, my star client, frozen in front of his laptop, palms sweaty, foot going at 1,000,000 miles an hour under the table. Picture this. We're tucked away in a glass-walled meeting room surrounded by buzzing colleagues who definitely can't help us. And Sam's phone screen is lighting up like a disco ball. 12 minutes. Do you know how long 12 minutes feels when you're about to accidentally insult a supplier who controls half your business? And here's the kicker. Sam's hands hover over the keyboard, but he has absolutely no clue how to say no. Not without detonating the whole deal, bruising someone's ego, or, trust me, the unforgivable sin in business coming off as rude. Have you ever stared helplessly at an email, overthinking every word because you don't want to look like that guy, but you also don't want to get walked all over? Well, pull up a chair because today I'm pulling back the curtain on the minefield that is saying no in business English. By the end of this episode, you'll walk away with the toolkit to say no in a polite and professional manner. And yeah, you'll still get invited to lunch. Oh, and hang tight because I'm going to spill the one phrase even native speakers get completely wrong. You ever get that feeling where your whole career might come down to one awkward phone call? Yeah, that was Sam, right in front of me, pacing like a guy who drank 3 espressos, but still looks like he might fall over. Picture it, the supplier's holding on line 2, team chat is exploding with question marks and red alerts, and Sam's forehead is basically its own weather system from all the anxious sweating. He spins around to me, eyes wild, and goes, nearly whispering, I can't say yes, but if I just shut him down, they'll never work with us again. And the thing is, I've seen this exact panic before, more than once. I swear there's a secret business English survival guide for saying no, but no one sells it at airport bookstores. Every single time a client needs to push back, they get tangled up. It's that terror deep down, that one little word no in English that sounds colder than a Monday morning in Edinburgh at the start of May. Now let's hit rewind. 2 weeks back, a different client, same peril. Her name was Lena. Picture a glass-walled boardroom, but this time with the bottom half of those glass panels frosted out. It smells faintly of coffee. Everyone's pretending to ignore the stale croissants from the morning. And Lena runs partnerships. Sharp, quick, incredible at her job. But this negotiation, you could smell the tension. Seriously, if stress had a scent, it was in that room. The other guys just won't let up. Can you include extra services for free? More support for the first year? Every round, Lena tries to politely say no, but every time it comes out like weird, stiff, formal. It was like someone had programmed a robot but forgot the human setting. And rather frustratingly, I caught the client next to me, stuffing his hand in his mouth, trying not to smile. Now, here's the thing. People, especially in an international context, seriously underestimate how delicate it is to say no in business English. Too harsh and you become the ice queen. People grumble, maybe grudge hold. Sometimes the deal falls apart. But too soft and you're that welcome mat everyone wipes their shoes on. Finding the right balance, it's a tightrope act with a confetti cannon underfoot. One wrong step and boom. So, flash forward, back to Sam. His supplier is gunning for a 25% rush discount. Wants delivery tomorrow, obviously. Not next week, tomorrow. I raise my eyebrow at Sam, sort of suggesting, does he think you're Amazon Prime for free? Sam manages a nervous laugh, but his hands are trembling. If I just say no, it's over. He mouths those words to me, and I know exactly what he's picturing. Suppliers ghosting, upper management breathing down his neck, team blaming him for lost stock. I tell him, all right, we're gonna navigate this, not bulldoze it. We huddle. Literally, I pull up my phone notes and start typing. First, I say, we've got to soften the no. No foot stomping. No, that's impossible. And second, this is crucial. We still need to show him you respect the request, even if it's completely off. So I sketch out a few phrases for him. Sam's eyes dart between me, his headset, and a spot on the wall where I think he's imagining himself on a permanent beach holiday after quitting corporate forever. He dials in. The supplier launches right into turbo bargain mode again. We really need this tomorrow and with your best rate. Sam opens his mouth, hesitates, looks at me. In that half a second, it's like time slows down. He blurts out, absolutely not possible. Instant regret. You could see it on his face, like he wanted to chase the words and stuff them back in his mouth. The line goes silent. The supplier gives one of those long, chilly, I see. My heart sinks. Did we just nuke the deal? But Sam catches himself. He switches gears, drops into one of our rehearsed soft landing phrases. I understand this is important for you and I really wish we could make it happen, but offering a 25% discount on such short notice, that would go beyond our policy. What I can propose though is, and suddenly, as if by magic, a tiny door opens. The supplier, maybe surprised at the humanity in Sam's voice, actually listens. They go back and forth, bargain, clarify, counter. By the end, Sam doesn't give the crazy discount, but he does win a smaller price break and, get this, even a larger follow-up order the next month. He hangs up, turns to me, and just slumps in the chair. Did I almost blow that? Yes. Yes, he did. But he also almost magically saved it. Ever felt like that? Like one tiny phrase almost cost you a bonus, but then something you said pulled it back from disaster. I'll tell you, every frontline business English pro has a scar like that. And you know what? Next, I'll share 3 word-for-word phrases that can change your no from an ice block to a velvet rope. Ready to jot these down? Stay tuned. Alright, time for the real treasure chest. The phrases and the sneaky little tactics Sam used to get out of that boardroom nightmare alive and honestly to leave the room looking like a total pro. Because if you're listening to this, I know you want the language that not only keeps you out of trouble, but helps you make money, build trust, and stay in the game. So, let's suit up. Let's start with the 3 phrases that I swear every business English survivor should tape to their laptop. Picture this. You're in a meeting, your client's pushing for a discount or demanding something extra, and you feel that sweaty palmed moment coming on. Your English brain wants to scream either yes or no, and guess what? Either answer could explode in your face. Been there, done that. So here's what Sam said instead, and what saved his deal. Grab these phrases, repeat after me, and imagine you're right there in the hot seat. First one. I'm afraid that won't be possible this time. I'm afraid that won't be possible this time. Soft, right? There's no in there, but it's wearing a friendly sweater. No doors slammed in anyone's face. You say this and you sound like a human, not a robot. Trust me, people respect that. If you only remember one sentence today, let it be this one. Second lifesaver. Let me check with my team and get back to you. Let me check with my team and get back to you. This is a classic delay and diffuse. You're telling them, hey, you matter, I'm not ignoring you, but I'm not agreeing to anything dangerous right now. Also, it buys you time to think, to strategize, and maybe call someone who actually knows what to do. Or, let's be honest, to Google it in the bathroom. And number 3, which I love for those super tense discussions, I understand where you're coming from, but we're unable to make that adjustment right now. I understand where you're coming from, but we're unable to make that adjustment right now. Notice that first part. I understand where you're coming from. That's you putting yourself briefly in their shoes before you gently but clearly draw the line. It's both empathy and backbone rolled into one beautiful business bulletproof package. Now, 2 must follow, never skippable principles behind those phrases. Ready? First one. Always show you get their position before you object. Seriously, even if you're gritting your teeth inside, at least sound like you care. People don't want to be shut down, they want to be heard. You know those moments when someone totally ignores your feelings. It stings, even at work. So try, I appreciate your perspective, or I see where you're coming from. Use it, abuse it, nobody ever got fired for being too diplomatic. Second principle, never go radio silent. I mean it. Silence is the business world's answer to ghosting. It kills trust and your client starts imagining the worst. Even if you have no news, send a quick, I just wanted to let you know I'm still checking on this for you. Simple, but it's like giving oxygen to a relationship that's starting to panic. And now, big one. Biggest mistake I see almost every week. People get nervous and they just type or say, no, we cannot. Ouch. There's a time and a place for directness, but in business, especially when people come from different cultures, that sounds like you're slamming a brick wall in front of them. Instead, add some softening, I'm afraid, unfortunately, or for the charmingly diplomatic, at this stage. Let's try it. I'm afraid we cannot accept this proposal. Unfortunately, that's not possible at this stage. Sounds better, right? Practicing these, yes, actually saying them is how you rewire your brain for real-life, high-stakes English. Trust me, it's the way to survive, thrive, and keep those business relationships and paychecks healthy. So, write these down, say them 3 times in the best boardroom voice, and stash them in your mental quick draw holster. Because next time you're in the hot seat, you'll be ready, not just to survive, but to score the win. And that's it for today's roller coaster. I promised you the nerve-wracking details of how Sam almost lost his biggest contract and his bonus because of one word. But remember, as today proved, saying no with the right words doesn't kill relationships. Burning bridges? That's what you want to avoid at all costs. We're in the business of earning, not charring connections. So, just to hit replay on today's toolkit, don't forget those phrases we drilled. They aren't magic spells, but they sure do open doors and keep you in the game. Practice the principles, pause before you react, soften your refusals, and swap I can't for the phrases that frame you as a problem solver. And please don't fall into those classic traps we talked about, like over-explaining, sounding apologetic, or worst of all, freezing up and saying nothing. That's how deals or even job offers slip right through your fingers. Trust me, I've seen it happen all too often. Now, here's my dare for you. Yes, you listening. Pick one phrase from today that felt right to you and use it at work this week. Maybe in an email, maybe on a call. Doesn't have to be perfect, just take the shot. And if you've got your own legendary moment, the good, the bad, or the facepalm worthy, I seriously want to hear it. Share it in the comments or get in touch. You never know, your story could help someone else dodge a business disaster. So keep your bridges strong, your nose even stronger, and your mind open, because you're not just learning English, you're unlocking opportunities to earn, connect, and win. Keep it strictly business.